quite a long time thought of recording myself, vlogging, recording videos, creating videos and uploading them onto YouTube. I thought of doing this for a year and a bit, and I haven't really ever been ready to go and do it. I haven't felt ready inside to do much at all with my life. I mean this in loads of different ways. In that I have what has become like undeniably a pretty complex past. I don't know very well how I happily move on from. I've been active for a long time. I think I can say the major thing about this past is in fact inactivity and idleness. Idleness I've been gripped by for about 19 or 20 months because of a peculiar state of mind I've been in. A peculiar state of mind and peculiar abnormal way of living. A way of living a lot of people, I'm sure, majority of people, pretty much no one has experienced in my view. It's me, it's entirely me who's brought it on myself. This way of living I'm referring to, this past I'm referring to. So what am I talking about? Since June 2014, I've had free travel in this entire city, in all of London. I can go anywhere in London for free at any time. I've been able to get out of my house and go anywhere by myself if I want to, because I have a staff nominee Oyster card, so I get free travel everywhere in London. Yeah, that might sound cool, but this card I've had has really wrecked my life, really not allowed me to keep with the normally progressing and happily living. I don't want this channel I hope to create to be entirely on my particular intake of this peculiar existence I've lived so far, as I put it. However, there is so much I feel. There are a great deal, whole lot of memories and experiences behind me I want to get off of my chest. And I'm doing so. I'm writing up an account of experiences I've had since I got this free travel card. My experiences around London, and the occurrences in my life because of this ability to go around London for free, wandering, solitarily wandering. Naturally, I have come here to create my first video, Camden right now. I've had a lot of experiences specifically here in Camden or around this Camden area. I have a soft spot for this area of London because of those experiences. My approach in coming to create this video has been pretty muddled. I don't know what to say, what I'm trying to do by creating this YouTube video and by beginning to vlog. Because what I do want to say, what I want to make known is my past, and that past involves quite personal stuff which I can't make known publicly exactly. I mean, not yet at least. It would damage my reputation. This is the fourth time I've come to Camden in an attempt to create a YouTube video actually. I kept on repeating myself, and then I would look back at my videos and realise the stuff I was discussing, what it is I wanted to delve into is, yeah, definitely not entirely appropriate for YouTube, or at least for my public image. There have been bizarre and quite bad thoughts in me, on myself, on other people, on environments in London. I've been taken by my own perception of London. A perception which is formed through being able to travel in this entire city for free for the last 2.5 years. What I'm getting at is, see, it is difficult for me to say this. I don't know what I say, I don't know how I approach saying this, because it's weird what's behind me. Not nice to hear. Thoughts which have made me lose a lot of opportunities I have had, a lot of social and educational opportunities. London is wonderful, and I want to resolve this situation in life I'm in within London. I don't want things to fix themselves anywhere else in the world, because London is the root cause of what's behind me. I think it'll take a while to get to the point. I can see this is what's happening already. It will take a while for me to string my sentences, at least in these beginning videos. That is because there is stuff I want to say deep down inside which I could go on about quite unrestrictedly. I could keep on speaking about them without too much hesitation. But that's the thing, I do hesitate. Things I want to talk about deep down inside are too deep. I feel I should begin with this. There's only one time I'm here on Earth alive, thinking and feeling as I do, as is the case with everyone else. And speaking of my inactivity since May 2015, with that has come massive, tremendous, real loneliness. I mentioned the word solitarily in Solitarily Wandering. I've been solitarily wandering the entirety of London. I have been wandering alone. I don't know if it's a good thing for me to say it, but I am currently really lonely. It's not like I've not had a great start to life, and I ruined it. I ruined these chances I had. The opportunities I had, I left them. No one could blame me for walking away. I left them due to a lot of the stress I went through my final year at the school I was in before me becoming inactive. From September 2010 until May 2015, I went to a boys' private school. I had a 75% bursary to go to this boys' private school. In all my time there, I hardly involved myself within the school. I didn't join clubs or, well, make friends. I came and went there, and I look back and I see how markedly, how clearly quiet character I was in this school. I was quiet. I stereotyped myself to be outcast, one who wouldn't really be known in the school. And it's not like I was unpopular. I wouldn't say I was unpopular. In a way, my final year at that school, I was pretty known. I was quite known because of my visible display of these distressing thoughts I'd been going through there in my final year. This past, I have thoughts and experiences behind me, which only damaged my reputation further. Did make me popular in a bad way. I wasn't known in a personal way to anyone else there. I was not an acquaintance, let alone a friend for anyone there at all. In my first 4 years at this school, up until around spring 2014, I lived in a bubble in my own world. I was aimless, and I'm going to talk about this bubble now in this video. I'm going to talk about other things in this video, in this first video. Not involving myself in my first 4 years at the school sealed my outcast nature. It was as if, it was me not seeking to make friends initially, and I was happy like that. I was fairly happy until around the age of 17 when my thoughts began. Nearly 3 years ago now, but I was initially happy and I didn't make friends, and then all I have behind me happened. I'd like to take advantage of how I still have time and I have free travel in order for me to create these videos, because this free travel I've got is not everlasting. I won't have it forever. I want to take advantage of my youth. I feel ready to begin doing more with my life. I was inactive for a while. In September 2016, I returned to education. And yes, I'd like to YouTube as well, as I'm doing so here. I don't have a clear objective for this channel. What I hope to do for now is, over time, sort of trickle information on my thoughts gradually onto YouTube. I'd like to travel around different areas in London with my free travel card. Vlog and describe these areas I'm in. Vlog myself and vlog how I feel. Vlog this different place in life I'm coming from as of this age. Because I don't come from a normal place compared to most people. I mean, I can justify that, and I am justifying that through this writing I'm creating. I have a really complex past. I have to make known, I have to get off of my chest. I say I have to. I feel better if I do. It feels nice for me to vlog. I want something amusing, something entertaining to come about out of these vlogs as well, because I don't know how this first video will turn out. I mentioned earlier I have one time to be alive, to be doing things. The time between me first attempting to create a YouTube video about January last year and now, today, that 1 year which went by is 1 year of the 1.5 years I've had doing nothing, but a bit more than 1.5 years. that time doesn't feel so long. That was 2016 was the shortest and most different year I'm sure I will ever have. It was so quick and so unwanted and unexpected. I left this boys' private school I went to in May 2015, following the stress I went through in my final year there, without a complete education, and I left with no friends and no life whatsoever. I sort of have been doing work internally. I've been processing what has been up with me, and I'm fine now in that I'm fairly switched on. I went in my final year at the school through a maddening to improve myself to as spectacularly as I can break my loneliness. That's what it is. I thought it was a maddening, it seemed to be a maddening for mobility, for wealth, I suppose. I was seemingly obsessed by wealth in this school I was in my final year there. And the period of time in which I was obsessed by wealth is shorter than this period of time I've had since, in pondering what has really been up with me, coming to understand what I really want out of my life. I get fairly well what I want now. I mean, I'm only more self-aware, become more self-aware over time, and sure enough I'm gonna be more self-aware than I am today at some point in the future, significantly more self-aware. There seemed to be a craze for wealth in me. That was because of an observation I made. This distress, this overwhelming overthinking and internal distress I'm talking about, this past I'm referring to, this distress which had not allowed me to be productive, was over a slightly social Darwinist observation of inequality and of inequalities in our life experiences. They're only ideas on other people, thoughts I have on other people, and I don't know what I can attribute them to. I don't want to shy away from what I want to say, but at the same time I've got to be careful in what I put out there on YouTube. I think I'll go further into what I'm talking about, the thoughts I'm talking about in another video. What these thoughts have left me with is, I think we all come to know of similar people, alike people. We come to know of people who are alike. So I feel a lot on improving myself to experience interactions with others closer to those qualities I favor. I anticipate being very much in my own world until I get to university. I don't interact with people that much at all. I mean, in real life, online, I barely communicate with other people I might come across. At the moment, I care about improving myself and then enjoying life with others. I went to a college school once, and I spoke with their head, and I told him about these thoughts I'm holding back. And he told me, it seems to me like, well, quote from him, it seems to me like you just don't like people. And I said back to him, I yearn to connect with new people. He couldn't say what it is he picked up on that well, but didn't describe myself, what it is I'm going through so well to him. I have severe anxieties over who I end up interacting with at long last. Social interactions are an alien thing to me. I will put this out there in this first video. I have in fact never been social. I have never had a friend at all, ever. For many whys and wherefores, but I have really never had a friend. I've never gone out somewhere to eat something with someone, say. I've never gone to someone else's friend's house. I've never been to a party. I've never been social at all in any way. I have been so extremely lonely, I changed my name fully out of angst and extreme lifelong loneliness. And I don't know how I'm going to go about describing to new people these first 20 years of my life. Sure enough, it should happen if I remain, and it's an important thing, I say this to myself, I ought to remain safe and healthy because I have so much to look forward to. I haven't lived yet. I've got to remain healthy. I've got to keep safe. I have gone everywhere in London for free now. I mean, I've been to all corners of the city. I've taken the tube to every single station, and I've taken night buses in and around this city. I've gone everywhere in London. I've been hooked to traveling for free in this city. People watching, liking people watching, liking telling myself I have this bizarre past, and I almost want to prolong this time out I've had from real life. I have a unique past. If it's unique, I don't want to have it die with me, no matter how ugly a past it is. It is unique. We all have unique experiences. I'd like to think me creating YouTube videos, having to create these YouTube videos, may help with my productivity. This is that free travel card, by the way. This card I've had for over 2.5 years has so incredibly shaped my life. Rather than having my mum and dad, I have no one else. And I have all of London free for me to go about and wander in. It does feel exciting to get out of the house when I want to and go anywhere I would like. I love London, and this is why I want to get a life in London. So far I've talked about where I'm coming from in life, a bit about it. I've talked about being lonely, and there's quite a bit more for me to talk about. It's important to have goals, to be doing likable things with your life, because how are you meant to find new people? People do things with their lives to meet new people. A lot of people, most people I suppose, find their friends through school. And I left all of my years of schooling with literally no one, to the point that no one at all knew me, and I changed my name entirely. I'd accumulated no friends in all of my years of schooling combined. And ever since I haven't been doing new things to meet new people. I ask myself, how hard can it be to get yourself to a happy place in education? And how hard can it be to get yourself a satisfying life with others? So what with free travel, I've moved, I'm now around Leicester Square. YouTubing will bring some purpose to wandering. That's good. I lost one academic year of my life because of rubbish. I shall have to think a bit about what ideas I put out there on YouTube, what about my past I make known at first, and what I eventually might feel more comfortable with sharing. I would wish future videos have more direction and have more of a meaning to them. I've only introduced some parts of my background. I don't know how my life may change from this place I currently am at. The situation's pretty resolvable. The situation you may be able to see, it's simply the fact that I'm at the moment lifeless, and I have to go get a life. The thing is, I have to go get a life, do more things to be more known. I think this is why I want to YouTube. I want to make myself more known. One thing I can do is YouTube, one thing I can do is talk a bit about my past, and talk about and show a hopefully far better way of living into the future. I don't know how vlogs work. I don't know whether they should be as self-absorbed as maybe this one has been. While I have free travel in London, I think it's worth me going around the city talking about this past, which I haven't gotten around to explaining, and I don't have to explain it. I can simply suggest it. I don't have to explain it explicitly. I never may have to explain it explicitly. I can suggest things about it on YouTube and write about it entirely. Anyway, I hope I don't regret this video I have made.